Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the JVJ. This is their part number 42712. This is their old world bronze finish, 1 3/8 pitted mushroom knob. Use your imagination and see why they call it both pitted and mushroom knob, I suppose. With round and square backplates, composition Zamac. So let's dissect all of that going forward. First of all, in the package that I showed, inside, the screw is isolated in its own packaging. The round and square backplates are isolated in their own packaging and put inside of their back-to-back. And the knob is obviously separated. Nothing scratches each other. Not every manufacturer does that. And it is to be called attention to when someone does, because you want the product to look undamaged when you get it. Sure enough, this screw, if this was not sealed, would make contact with that backplate and damage it. So we have the knob. And one thing I like about JVJ is they always do a real good job with their quality, but their engineering as well. There's a key that's down there, right here. Little key. And there's a preparation in both the square and round rosette for that key to go into, and you can see it in both areas. Anyway, here's the square and here's the round. That key is nice because you're not going to spin that knob as you might otherwise. Sure, you could force the whole thing to spin, I suppose, but that knob, you're not going to have, movement. So it's nice that they keep that knob in place, depending on how you ultimately position it. So they say that it's 1 3/8. That's generally a reference to the diameter, and I also find that that's generally a reference to the projection as well. It's closer to 1 1/4 diameter. Its projection, about 3/4 inch the knob itself. We toss it behind the round rosette. Total projection, about 1 1/4 inch, not quite 1 3/8. That's what it's going to look like. Very attractive. I wouldn't hesitate to use this at all. I've said that a number of times about JVJ. That's what your square is going to look like. Your square rows. The projection of the unit with the square rows. Again, about 1 1/4 inch. The dimensions of the rosette itself, 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. Okay. Zamac. What does that mean? That means the base material of what this is made for. What that translates to is a heavy product that's inexpensive, generally, it's less expensive than brass, and affords a very nice finish. You can get a good quality finish out of the item, and because it's heavy, made of Zamac, you get the impression that it's quality. And I would indeed say that it is, absolutely. I would also probably say that the equivalent brass version of this would be easily 3 times the cost. And since you need 440 of these, Zamac's not so unattractive anymore in terms of a base material. And it shouldn't be, because it always affords a really nice finish on the product. This is going to include an 832 by 1 inch truss head style screw. That's going to be typical for your 3/4 inch drawer and cabinet fronts that you're going to encounter. If you need a longer screw, let's say you were putting that onto an 1 3/8 bifold door, not a problem. I would go out and look for some 1 3/4 long 832 screws. It will not prove impossible to find those. They do exist. If you're doing 1 3/4, look for maybe 2 inch long material, but they'll include that 1 inch long screw because you're always going to see that installed in 3/4 inch drawer or cabinet fronts. Now, this is from their Pompeii collection, old world bronze finish, as I said earlier. Pitted mushroom style knob with round and square backplates. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the JVJ products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have more than an occasional need for cabinet hardware, I'd take a look at your catalog. If you've not yet made a final commitment as to a design, I would probably look at their catalog before you proceeded. They have lots of nice finish material. I wouldn't hesitate to use their product because I think it's a confluence of value and quality. Any questions on the JVJ 427712? Pardon me, 42712, Old World Bronze Mushroom Knob, or any other JVJ product? Please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.